Rick. The Giants are in a bad way. Daniel Jones tore his ACL. He's done for the year. Tommy DeVito and or Matt Barkley and or person behind door number 3 could be an option. The Giants currently sit at number 4. The Cardinals are number 1. If you were the Cardinals, who have 2 first-round picks, I believe, are you answering the phone if Joe Shane calls you and tries to trade up to number 1?
Now? No one's going to do that.
Not now. Not now, but I mean.
You make that determination. Wait, that's 70, 69 days, actually, because we're at the end of the show.
Yeah, say like 160 days from now, Joe Shane is making this call.
Yeah, well, how do I know where Kyler Murray is, or how do I know where but no, if I got a chance to get Caleb Williams, I'm taking Caleb Williams.
You're not answering the phone then?
I'm not answering the phone.
Because I wonder, the Giants are so close to being inside that conversation, but they're also incredibly far away because Caleb Williams is Caleb Williams. And by the way, if you're listening, I'll read you the list real quick. Number 1, Arizona Cardinals. Number 2 is the Bears by way of the Panthers pick. At 3, the Bears with their own pick. I mentioned the Giants at 4, the Patriots at 5, the Rams at 6, Packers at 7, Buccaneers at 8, Denver at 9, and the Titans at 10. All right, so Kyler Murray comes out, plays well. You're still going Caleb Williams. So then I would imagine he's on the trade block. Kyler Murray is at the end of the season.
Yep, that's what I would do. And I don't know where Kyler Murray. We haven't seen him play yet.
Yeah, I think there's a really good chance he plays in Week 10. So we'll wait and see how that goes. So the Bears are at 2 and 3. Is Drake May a guarantee to go 2 or 3 to the Bears?
Well, it depends on what Justin Fields comes back and does, and maybe he'll be back this week. But if they go Drake May, if Caleb Williams isn't available, then I'm going to argue to death that it gives you a better odds of winning the Super Bowl if you take an elite receiver over the elite left tackle.
Yeah. So Marvin plus Ola and or Joe Alt is not as good as Marvin and Drake.
No.
Yeah, I get it. I just wonder, and this is not necessarily fair or makes sense, but I wonder if there'll be some sort of lingering Mitch Trubisky / UNC trauma for Bears fans.
No, Mitch Trubisky was a 1-year wonder. He only played 1 year at UNC.
No, I get it. He's a good athlete, went to UNC, and that's might be where the conversation ends when you're a Bears fan.
I have a pretty good history and track record with Drake May.
Yeah. So if you're the Giants at 4 and Drake May and Caleb Williams are gone, well, I mean, he's drafting another tackle. You got 2 first-rounders on the roster. Are you going in? You don't take a wide receiver this high. Like what? This is like a terrible spot to be in.
Yeah, that's where.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Yes, I agree. You just see what happens. I mean, I know we're dealing in hypotheticals right now. If that was a situation, someone's going to want to come up, and then if you want to go after a quarterback where they're developed on your board, how many you have from an option standpoint would determine how far that you move down. Because New England could take a quarterback. Rams, maybe. Green Bay, I don't think they will. Tampa Bay, maybe. Denver, maybe. Tennessee, probably not if they believe in Levis.
Okay, so let's talk about the bottom 5 through 10 here. And we've talked Caleb and Drake to death. We've talked about Michael Penix Jr. We talked about our guy Jaden Daniels today. Quinn Ewers, J.J. McCarthy, whoever you're Shooter Sanders is probably coming back, even though he's playing at a pretty high level when he's not on his back. Any of these guys tickle your fancy, to borrow Rickism? It picks 5 through 10 if you need a quarterback. Are you taking one that high?
I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm sold on any of them guys in the top 10 yet.
Have you ever had conversations over the course of the pre-draft process where you're like, look, this guy isn't a top 10-ish pick, but we desperately need a quarterback, so we're going to roll?
You get problems, and I made mistakes when you reach. You can't reach. So you got to be very careful about that.
Yeah. And, yeah, I get it. Because I remember talking to a scout early on when I started doing the draft. I said, is there an occasion where you guys are in a room and talk yourselves into things? He goes, all the time. We're all the time talking ourselves into things that we probably shouldn't in retrospect because, I don't even know what the saying is, but desperate times calls for desperate measures, basically. Like you feel like you're out of options.
Stay disciplined to your board.
Yeah. All right. So if you're listening, GMs and or front office folks with picks 5 through 10, stay disciplined to your board. Do not overdraft a player, whatever the position, because you will end up on this podcast with me and Rick.
And you can, yeah, and I may lose this seat if I'm out there doing Hallmark movies or Paramount Plus, being an extra.
If you're an extra on a Hallmark movie or Paramount movie, just make sure you're wearing a With the First Pick t-shirt. Anything else you want to hit on this draft board before we get out of here?
No, we've fulfilled our hour, and I am looking forward to Just Good Football Player segment coming up on Thursday.
No, Rick is